Hey everyone, so finally the most awaited Justice League movie is out, the Zack Snyder's one. And while it's a re release of the original theatrical movie, it has all the elements that's actually right for the Justice League. It does justice to the Justice League. In fact, the Joss Whedon's one is being mocked as the Justice League, right? What I'm going to do today, this quick video is going to marry some of the important facts that are there in the comics and which was shown in this version of Justice League, because I think there are a lot of fan favorite moments as well as lot of DC continuity that's been spread across in this movie, which I am going to take you all and show you what that means and what's the world that Zack Snyder is going to create using this movie going forward. So let's get right to it. First and foremost, I wanted to talk about the movie in itself. Zack Snyder's Justice League, for me, was a fantastic movie and a very, very true Justice League movie. The one which had which was long overdue, and now it sets the tone on building entire DC universe on the movie platform, which is fantastic, right? I would, I mean, even though it was a 4 hour movie, it was very little that I felt bored in this movie, and it was very heartening to see that all concepts or background which was omitted in the first movie to make it a more commercial film by Warner Bros. Completely was overturned and brought back to this movie, as well as enough character building and background were given to all of the characters, as well as the reason for all of this culminating into a war between Darkseid and the Justice League on Earth, and why Earth is the most important planet for Darkseid's invasion is also very clearly shown in this movie. So all in all, for me as a fan of DC universe more than Marvel, it's a fantastic experience. And what I'm going to do today now going forward is going to slice and dice that movie and bring to you what are those things which have been in what concepts in the comics are actually being translated into the movie, and why we need to have a clear sense of direction where all of this is going to go as we go forward. So that's what is going to get explained in this video. The first and foremost thing that we are going to talk about today is around the characters who are the Justice League. So we have the main 6 characters which comes to life in this movie, similar to the original version as well. So those are obviously Superman, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and the one person who is not in this picture of Alex Ross, Cyborg, right? So those are the 6 members of the Justice League. And the great part about this movie is that it has done justice to almost all the characters with enough background information, with enough tidbits spread across the movie, so that even some of them may have their own independent movies on their own. Obviously, one of the most important and central characters of this movie is none other than our Man of Steel, Superman. And the most interesting part, by the way, I'm going to have to talk about some spoilers. So in case you guys are into no spoilers territory, go watch the movie and come back and watch this video. This video is pretty important for comic book lovers because they will be able to connect from the comics to the movie, and some of those things which are blended into the movie from these comic books that you may not even notice them. So I'm going to bring those out using this video. Cool. So there is a Superman black costume. This one also makes an appearance. The most famous blue, red, and yellow costume, but it's the black costume that fans are raving about, and we'll talk more on that. So that's the Superman info, and the other one is the Flash. And the Flash, compared to the original theatrical movie, has lot of more screen time, as well as it shows the meeting of Barry Allen with Iris West, right? So Iris West is also another character that comes into life in this movie, which was not there in the previous movie. So that's an important information there. The third person who is actually missing in this movie is Green Lantern, or the Hal Jordan Green Lantern per se, because there is a Green Lantern appearance in the movie when they show a background of Darkseid coming to Earth and then having a fight with the old gods, Green Lantern Corps and Atlanteans, Amazons, etc. Right? So there is a Green Lantern who makes an appearance, old one. I think he may be the savior of Earth at that point in time, but unfortunately we don't get to see Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern. But definitely showing the Green Lantern Corps or one of the members of the Corps in this movie, it definitely means that the DC universe of Justice League has Green Lantern who will come up at some point in time. So that's great news. The third character who's there in the movie and has a great screen time is Aquaman, and we also see some great moments he has with Mera. So the final ending of the movie sees him going back to meet his father after leaving Mera and Volca. So it has put in enough content there for a next Aquaman movie as well, which is another great news. Martian Manhunter. So this is a character who makes a guest appearance in the movie and plays a very small role in it, but ultimately makes an appearance in front of Batman in one of the scenes, and then introduces himself and says that he will be available for duty in times to come. So another fan favorite moment. Green Arrow unfortunately doesn't have any screen time or any part in this movie at least, but again same goes for Hawkman, nothing in it for him, but DC has all the rights for this character, so they can bring him at any point in time. The next one is the Atom. Now Atom is not making an appearance in this movie, but at the end of the movie you will see that the labs has been taken over by Ryan Choi after the death of Cyborg's dad, and Ryan Choi will be heading Nanotech. So it's pretty clear that he will be the future Atom. So that introduction to Atom has already been made in the movie, although not have a great part to play in Justice League 2 or 3. So great. So we have an Atom for an Ant-Man in Avengers. No Plastic Man, not going too much into that. No Plastic Man here. Again, the others, none of them, Mr. Miracle or Red Tornado and all these guys, they don't have a part in this one. Another big part is being played by obviously Batman. Now Batman, he is the what do you say? He is the Captain America of the Avengers movie. He is the one who brings the team together, sets it up, and plays his part. Although his part is not as glorified, and it's not like he is the most pivotal character in this entire movie. He has his own moments, and also so Alfred has screen time, and he has some screen time with Superman, with Wonder Woman. So Alfred as a character is being fleshed out in this movie as well. The next character is obviously Wonder Woman, and we have a great sneak peek into the Amazons and the fight between Amazons and Steppenwolf, which was part of the first movie as well. And here it goes one step beyond, where she is the one who connects Darkseid to the whole Justice League and warns them of the danger that is coming. So she has a major role to play. In fact, there is also a thread in which they try to build a relationship between Wonder Woman and Batman. So there are some character buildings that happen in the movie as well. Now, other than this, other than the main characters which I spoke about, one who is not here is Cyborg, and Cyborg plays is, as Zack Snyder put it, is the heart and soul of this movie, and he has some very extremely important part to play. Other than all these characters which I talked about, I don't know if these guys are there in this book even, but we get a lot of villains featuring, right? So one of the villains who makes an appearance in this movie and could play a very important role going forward is Lex Luthor, and he has also screen time with none other than Deathstroke. Unfortunately, I don't have a Deathstroke book here to show you, but it also seems the seeds are being planted for the starting of an Injustice League, right? Where Deathstroke, Riddler, Captain Cold, Lex Luthor, all of these guys coming together to take on the Justice League. So again, a lot of plots left there on the table. I'll talk about that in a moment. And the other central characters, the villains, obviously there is Steppenwolf, then there is Darkseid, but we also get Desaad, and we get Granny Goodness. We get a sneak peek into Darkseid Apocalypse world for a moment in the ending scenes per se, and we obviously get Joker, right? So those are the main characters, guys, of this movie. Now let's move into number 2, which is plots. When it comes to plots, one of the main things that is shown in this movie is the fight between, there's a flashback which goes back thousands of years between the humans, Atlanteans, Amazons, old gods, GL Corps against Darkseid and his dark forces. Last part actually has a lot of scenes which talks about what could be the future for many of these characters, future plots. Wonder Woman looking into the seas. It looks like she may go back to Themyscira and even be the future queen. Aquaman will be starting off his own journey to become the king of Atlantis. Cyborg accepting himself to become the part of the Justice League. Batman setting up the entire Justice League watchtower, which actually is seen destroyed in the future version as well. A lot of such plots are being seeded throughout the movie, which maybe if you revisit and rewatch the movie after this video, you will start noticing it much more clearly. So with that, we will go into number 3, which are concepts. So one is the DC universe in itself. So there are a lot of continuity being thrown in on how the DC universe will continue from here on. There is a talk of multiverse and alternate timelines, which are very important for something like DC universe. And the most important thing is the anti-life equation, so which is the one Darkseid is after, which Steppenwolf discovers is actually on Earth. The fourth one is the history of mother boxes is shown as a concept on what they can achieve when they are brought together as unity. They can even bring Apocalypse into any of the worlds. Speed Force is being talked about, which is the secret behind Flash's powers. We even get to see a glimpse of Omega beams, which are the ones which Darkseid can fire from his eyes. We get exposed to time travel already. Flash plays an important role during the major fight between Steppenwolf, where he goes back in time, and we also see the boom tube. Another interesting concept that's being talked about in this movie is the history. A lot of history to the characters and where they fit in the timelines. So Batman, they say, is been guarding Gotham for over 20 years, and in fact Cyborg was also part of the Gotham football team. And Wonder Woman, they said in the movie that she is over 5,000 years old. So in terms of where it fits in the DC continuity, that gives you an idea. and it's been some time since Superman died, and people like Lois Lane or Martha Kent are still grieving over it. In fact, Jonathan Kent is already dead in this version. You clearly can see that as well. So like that, history of where we are placed is clearly shown, and they also show of the background of this mother boxes being left on Earth, and Steppenwolf in fact coming to Earth after destroying 100,000 worlds. And in fact the history goes back and says that he needs to capture another 50,000 worlds to be back in the fold of Darkseid. So such interesting events are also placed throughout this great movie. There are more plots in this movie than the earlier movie. A few more of them. One is Joker gives in a reference to a death in the family. He in fact asks Batman why send a child to do a man's job. He in fact references to a death of a Robin, but we are not very clear at this point of time if the Robin being referred here is Jason Todd or Dick Grayson. We will come to know that maybe in the subsequent movies. That's something we need to wait and watch. Another part which is being shown in terms of Superman is Lois Lane, and she plays some important roles in this, in fact calming Superman down, and there is a hint left that she may be in fact pregnant and carrying Jonathan Kent or the super son of Clark Kent. But let's wait and watch for that. Another plot is again in Justice League I spoke about earlier, but there is also a reference where it shows that Deathstroke, Lex Luthor tells Deathstroke in fact about the actual name of Batman being Bruce Wayne, and that also sets up a future Batman movie going forward. So lot of concepts, a lot of plots being spread around in this movie, which gives us all DC fans a lot of things to celebrate.